US markets fell on Saturday as investors remain very concerned about the rising level of inflation. Joining me now is our business reporter, Edward Boyd. And this week, the US Federal Reserve is expected to hike interest rates. That's been on the cards for well over a month, which puts pressure on the RBA to respond. How will it respond?
Well, the RBA is going to watch the press conference on Thursday morning. Jerome Powell, the head of the US Federal Reserve, he's going to be speaking early Thursday morning, talking about the very much expected to lift interest rates on Thursday by 0.25%. Reserve Bank's going to watch that closely. They're going to watch his comments around inflation. So inflation in the United States is at a 40-year high, almost 8%. A lot of that is petrol and oil prices and the prices of food. We're getting the same inflationary pressures in Australia now. Our Reserve Bank has said that inflation's only temporary due to the pandemic, but it's pretty clear now, as we come out of the pandemic, that there are other forces around the world that are causing things to go up in price, particularly the war in Ukraine with oil. So we're seeing those price pressures here in Australia. We're seeing more expensive goods and services and food as well in supermarkets. So all those things together are going to make the Reserve Bank really consider lifting interest rates. And the expectation is rates will be going up in Australia in June or August at the latest. So not far away at all, Laura.
OK, so let's get on to that housing obsession in this country then. What's happening there? About 2,000 homes were taken to auction across the country at the weekend. There was a drop in volume due to the long weekend in Melbourne. So is it a bit of a skewed market at the moment?
A little bit of a skewed market. Whenever there's a public holiday, there's some pretty big falls in property that are for sale. So there was about 1,000 less homes for sale over the past week, all due to that public holiday. Auction clearance rates, though, are still pretty strong. They're at 72%. And historically, 2,000 homes taken to auction for this weekend was actually a pretty big number. So there's still a lot of stock out there on the market. About 1,000 homes went for auction in Sydney, about 600 in Melbourne, the rest across the other capital cities. So what CoreLogic is saying is there's a lot of demand still there from buyers. And they also said that the floods in the Brisbane, sort of around the southeast Queensland, Brisbane area and northern Sydney didn't put any dampener at all on auctions in those parts of the states as well. So that was kind of interesting too. So it seems like there's still a lot of demand for property. People are still buying homes. Interest rates are still at record lows. So it's still looking good for the property market.
OK, Ed, thanks so much.